white people love to talk about black folk and our violent tendencies, right? Alleged, right? Without any historical no historical documents to contribute to that narrative. Let's talk about the mud floods and how all of black generational wealth was destroyed with all of these massacres and mud floods. If you want to, and burnings and lynchings, if you want to know what happened to the American black people in America, look no further to the Disney movie called Atlantis. When you took the TNT dynamite and stuck it at the edge of the water line near the oceans and the lakes, and you blew it up the same way they did the levees in Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina, created the mud flood that destroyed a lot of our homes, businesses, and bustling, technologically advanced communities. Then you went down there and burned up our sky buses, right? Our airplanes, burned them down, right? Our sky buses, which we invented. Then, what you did not destroy in the mud flood, you set on fire. Whole towns wiped off the map. You did this in every state and every jurisdiction of the state. What you didn't destroy, you lynched the owners, claimed the name, gave a fake history of transatlantic slave trade driven by eugenics and white supremacy, reclassification, and now you stick your billboard ads on top of them. Or make them libraries, churches, or fucking museums, or congressional buildings, which some of them were. After creating these generational disparities, you drilled it on home, right? With your Jim Crow laws. Using the patent press through reclassification, you began to redline our communities, draw lines of where you want to stick whole cities, irrigation, water, and rail systems through our towns, highways and bridges through our towns, displacement, furthering generational poverty. Then you weaponize police. I didn't even mention the KKK. Then you weaponize police. You got the ticket to prison pipeline, the frisk walk to prison pipeline, jaywalk to prison pipeline. Come on. You even had poverty to prison pipelines where you use vagrancy as a way to then imprison us. Reclassification to no longer adhere to the old settler treaties, which we are listed under. Indians not taxed. We've been taxed under the guise of misnomers and racial classification that are descriptor terms or legal terminology. That just means someone is not free. Has no racial or ethnic connotation. So when you talk about the conditions of the black person today, white America, realize that we are the byproduct of what you created. You fucked up our lives to sustain yourself, not the other way around. So you shut your fucking mouth when you talk about anything that goes on in our community. How dare you? You have absolutely no historical fucking right to ever talk about violence or us being inherently violent with all of the generational document violence that you have inflicted upon our people for nothing. Just so you can have something for your kids. We want something for our kids too, which is inherently ours. So you shut your fucking mouth when you talk about anybody being inherently violent. Because clearly, a person who can justify killing children, men, women, and children that are not an imminent threat to your life, just so you can systemically or politically keep what doesn't belong to you, is an atrocity and an abomination to mankind. You guys are not human. It doesn't make any sense for you to turn around and always talk about someone else giving your historical track record of violence. Your women are even violent. White woman of 26 or something years old, she look old as hell, is in the NICU breaking the arms of infants, black infants, newly born into the world, breaking their little arms and legs. Then you got the nerve to call black women masculine when you can't even keep your women from killing your own children and driving them off cliffs just so she can keep a man. White women are on Epstein files for human trafficking white little boys and girls. Your women are violent. And quite frankly, to be a rapist, they're also masculine. It is absurdity for you to speak on us, giving your track record of historical violence, because you can't even Google a time where black people or black, so-called black militias came against white folk, burned down or lynched and shot at them in their community. I give you one better. Where is your black Chud the Builder who goes into white inner city streets and call white people racial slurs? Where's he at? Well, if we are what you say, how come you can't prove it? And remember, you were the one who wanted integration, not us. We had our own separate bustling communities, which you sent a white girl in, and she went, oh, they touched me. Nobody wanted you. Nobody. And then you burned our community to the ground. Why was the white girl in the community anyway? It was a black town. You had white-only signs, so she understood there was a limit to the land that white people owned. Which they didn't own, but you get the concept. Why would she, being so afraid, go into an all-black town and go into an all-black community, into a black establishment full of black people in the first place? Similar to the question of why Austin Metcalf would see Carmelo Anthony sitting 5 rows up the bleacher, would run 5 rows up the bleacher to fight with him. And then somehow you guys feign victim. Any 1 + 1. I mean, because when we were segregated and had our own community, since you hold your purse and think we so violent, well, why didn't you leave it segregated? We never fought to be with you. Y'all used Stokely Carmichael to infiltrate the black 17-year-old college students to get them to agree. Didn't you see the white people who made Ruby Bridges go into that white school? Why? We had our own stuff. We didn't need to go to white schools. You burned up our shit just to make us sit at the back of the bus and to discriminate and say you scared? Well, why the fuck did you not leave us to our own devices in our own community? I'm not understanding this. You're the one who took the TNT and bombed the sides of our rivers and oceans to flood our towns. You're the one who built parks and shit over our bustling community. You're the one who burnt up our shit. We didn't burn up your shit. You're the one who stole all the millions of acres of land from us. You kept infiltrating us. We never infiltrated you. So it's crazy how you keep saying you scared, but you keep wanting us in your stores, your schools, and you keep wanting to police us and do politics with us. I'm not understanding why you don't segregate everything if we're so violent and dangerous. Your cops say they scared, but they keep policing the people they scared of. 6'7", brain rot sounds about right, doesn't it? It contradicts your claims of being afraid when you keep wanting the interaction between us two. Bring back segregation. Put up your white-only signs, because we don't give a flying fuck. If we are so violent and so evil to you, why do you keep being around us? We don't want to be around you either. You're the ones who implemented integration, not us. You use the teenage college students to do sit-ins. Our parents of that era told our kids not to be there. They never wanted integration. So I'm not understanding your, I'm afraid, clench my purse, oh my God, the black people are gonna do something to me. When we were in our American Indian tribal nations, why did you come around us? Walter Plecker came in, reclassifying and moving us from land that was ours. Integrating us into a system where now the very same people that is enacting laws is saying, I'm scared of y'all though, but I want to live right next door to you. But I'm scared, but I want my kids to go to school with you. And I want you to consume my product and go to the stores with me. But I'm scared. What sense does that make? The Asians are doing this very same thing right now. Black people said, all right, Asians, you said you scared of us. You said you think that we are violent. So we don't really, you got some black people who still go to the establishment, but a lot majority black people's like, we won't go to you no more. Okay, we violent, you feel like that? Well, to protect our lives and yours, we won't go to your establishments. Asian nigga burning fucking white supremacist stakes on the lawn, calling us out all types of bald head apes and just disrespecting us, all because we said we won't shop with you. To protect your life from us alleged dangerous violent thieves that you so boldly told the world that we are. Now you angry when all black people said was, if you think that I am a violent thief, I won't do any more business with you then, because that's to protect my children and my safety and yours. Since you say you think I'm violent and I'm a thief, then you shouldn't want me to patronize your business, right? Doesn't it defeat your whole narrative of us being volatile and violent if you still want us to come into the store and be getting service from you? We could chimp out. It is crazy how y'all contradict everything y'all say when money is involved. Because if we were so violent, white people have the power to go to Donald Trump and bring back Jim Crow laws of segregation. Black people didn't tell you not to bring back Jim Crow laws. We didn't say shit to you. We said do whatever you need. Did we or did we not? You have the power. If we so violent, bring back Jim Crow laws. Segregate. Do you, boo-boo? We're not stopping you. You're in power. That's why we don't understand why Asian people or white people get mad when we boycott. That's the same thing that happened when we boycotted Target. Same thing they tried to insult us using Mariah Carey when we started to boycott Sephora. You too broke, bitch. Yeah, my broke ass ain't gonna spend no money with you, Sephora. Good. You thought that was a dig? Why you mad? If we are such violent thieves who are gonna steal from you anyway, it should be like good riddance. So no need for disrespect. Right. It defeats your stance. It defeats your narrative when you say we are violent thieves, but yet you want us to, there was a white doctor who sued the Black Doctor website that said that we created a platform to show you where black doctors are. The white doctor sued because he said it's taking away potential clients. Hold up, white man. I thought you said we are inherently violent. Why would you want to jeopardize your safety by doctoring on inherently violent apes who could chimp out at random. Why? Why? If we are so violent and volatile, the way y'all say what don't make sense to me is why a white doctor would want to service black people he think is violent inherently. So he sued the black company and said, well, that's taking away potential clients. Why would you want to doctor on people you say is violent? We might chimp out. Aren't you afraid, like you said? Your women grab their purses. So then why do they keep fucking our men? If black men are violent, your women certainly ride their dicks just fine. I mean, he's not violent when he's fucking her. So I'm sorry, is he only violent when he's not fucking her? When he's fucking me? I don't know. It's weird to me how you guys do your politics. Because it seems like the only time a black man is violent is when he's not fucking white bitches. I'm just curious, you know? Just a little curiosity, never hurt nobody, you know? That's that cognitive development that make you question folk. You know, I'm just curious. Because you are the very same people who will want to set up shop in our communities. Liquor stores, gas station, wig, weave stores, nail stores, supermarkets, doctor's offices, clinics. I'm sorry. You have the law and on your side to put up white-only signs and get, before you even do that, petition the United States government to roll back segregation laws to separate us. Why are you not doing that? Since we are so violent and thieves. Why do you get mad when we boycott? I'm not understanding. Because I'm going to be honest. If I had a store and I thought a person was dangerous, I don't want him in my store. Wouldn't want him there. I don't even want your money. I want you out of my store. So if black people are these vile, vicious, barbaric, violent, inherently violent thieves, then why are you upset the moment we boycott? Why do you sue black websites for allowing black people to know they are black doctors? Why would you want to doctor on a bunch of people that you say violent? That sounds like a conflict of interest. Hence why so many black people are dying during childbirth. Sounds crazy to me. Because it sounds like an attempt to commit murder. Because if you think I'm violent, but then you saying you want to doctor on me, that sounds a bit premeditated, don't you think? I mean, let's forensically investigate that. Sounds a little premeditated. Just forensically calling it how I see it. Right? If I were to say, I don't really like white folk, right? But I opened up a tanning booth, right? That was killing them. Killing white folk, right? But I'll be like, I think they violent. But I keep selling tanning beds that just keep killing white folk. Okay, they keep dying suspiciously. Wouldn't that look premeditated? I don't like you, but I want to service your body. I want to feed you. I'm scared of you, but I want to police you. Sounds premeditated, don't it? Don't that sound suspicious? Because if I was a cop and I felt like a race was violent, bitch, I'd be like, somebody gonna have to get them white people prone to violence. Billy, you want to go ahead and go get this one? I wouldn't want nothing to do with you. I wouldn't try to create net avenues where I create generational poverty into your community, so you have to do business with me. I would leave you to your own recognizance. So it's crazy that the moment money is in the situation, black people are no longer that violent people. Now you want to disrespect me because I don't want to do business with you. I don't want to go into your business establishment. I thought that I was violent though. Some shit don't add up. And then you say we got low IQs. So why you copy us so much? I mean, look at Eminem. With the Kelly guy and all white rappers from Vanilla Ice. I mean, if we so low IQ, then why y'all always doing every genre of music that we do? You try to steal our vernacular. Why still low IQ vernacular? Can anybody understand why a people who say they got such high IQs with still low IQ people vernacular? No? Nobody knows? Guess not. Get your ass over. Make that make sense. That's all I ask. When I ask anything at all I ask for is logical explanations for the narrative that you spin. I'm not asking you to even change how you think. I just want a logical explanation. I don't understand how a people could want to do business, copy, sing like, dress like, dance like, act like, talk like, want the history, be like a low IQ, violent, or do business with a low IQ, violent people. I don't get it. You even go forth to have sex with us low IQ, volatile, violent people. I mean, I don't understand. I can get us, Stockholm syndrome. The victims of abuse sometimes get infatuated with their abuser. I don't understand it, but it could happen. People are weird. But I don't understand you, especially since you have such high IQ. That's why I don't understand the push for genetic mixtures. You can say that, oh, it's for genetic extermination, but if you're so high IQ, why would you ever want to do such a thing with such a low IQ people? I don't understand that. I wouldn't want to mix with somebody who had a low IQ. That may rub off on the children. They might be retarded. So I wouldn't want to do such a thing. You copy us, you want to dress like us, you even steal our vernacular, you turn it into your vernacular, but if we have so low IQ, why would you copy the vernacular of somebody with a low IQ? What that make you if you steal the vernacular of somebody that's low IQ? Makes you low IQ too, don't it? You got to be slow to want to mimic somebody who you think is slow. I don't see smart people wanting to mimic somebody with Down syndrome. I ain't never seen it. Not at all. Have you ever seen a genius trying to mimic a person with Down syndrome? Me neither. Never seen it. Right? I'm just saying. So, what I don't understand is that if you have the power and you're so superior, as you keep narrating to us, well, roll back Jim Crow laws then. Roll them back. We told you already to do that. Roll them back. You the superior being. What can we do to stop you? Roll back the Jim Crow law, sweetheart. Let's segregate. You ain't got nothing to lose if we are murderers, thieves. At least you get to keep your stock, your shelf stock. You ain't got to worry about no Negro or any of our little niglets going into your store stealing. Right? Got to worry about it. Right? Our little 8 babies will stay over in their wildlife safari range, and you get to have and run around in your free range. Right? We have ours. You have yours. I don't see the problem with it. Somebody lied and had me vexed. They told me that Donald Trump rolled back segregation. Bitch, no, he didn't. He didn't roll back nothing. He want the illusion of segregation without actually implementing it because they want our dollar. It's like it don't make no sense. So either we're violent or we're not, sweetie. Either we're inherently violent or we're not. You can't have it both ways. It don't make no sense. That's why we annoyed. Because you double talk. Like, why black people always get up in arms about what we say? Because you double talk. Your actions are not right. Your mouth says one thing and then your action says something else. Your actions, you set up shop in our community. You want us to buy with you. You want us to come into your hospitals, doctor's office, and clinics. But then your mouth says that we're violent. So you're confusing everybody. We're confused. That's why black people get mad when they hear y'all say stuff. What y'all don't realize is that y'all confuse us. Your actions say, black people, come patronize our store, come into our stuff, buy with us, sell with us, right? Come to our hospitals, doctors, come. We want you to have, we sue y'all so that we can have, to be together, right? But then your mouth says, but y'all violent. That doesn't make sense. You can't have it both ways. Either we're violent and you don't want to be bothered with us anymore. So that means you put up your white signs and say, don't come into my store. We will not care. We don't want to come into your establishments at all. We are forced to come into your establishments. Remember, you burned up our shit. Then you create avenues so that we cannot rebuild our shit. You're forcing this interaction that we both don't want. Make it make sense. You cannot have it both ways. We can't be violent when it's convenient for you, violent thieves when it's convenient for your narrative, and then good paying customers when it's to line your pockets. I say it like this. There are 48 million, allegedly, right? There are 48 million black people in America. 48 million. White people have a bigger population than we do. There's 48 million of us. If we're always stealing your store from your stores, as you say, then how are we at 1 point something trillion dollars in consumption of your products? Can you explain that? Being that we are the smallest population, but we consume the biggest amount of product, yet we are deemed as the ones who steal the most. Can I ask you how that's possible? If we are such notorious thieves and bandits, how is it that our buying power is in the trillion, making up 13% of the population? Huh? Huh? Can anybody riddle me this, Batman? Right. See, my only complaint when it comes to racism is logic. If we make up 13% of the population and you say that we are thieves, then how do we make up a small percent of the population, but we are in the buying power of $1 trillion at the smallest population? But I thought we were thieves. But y'all bitches is trillionaires off of who money? Black consumers, right? But I thought we was thieves. Oh, the same thieves that say I'm a boycott, that you say, oh, so you want to boycott now? Well, fuck you, right? The ones you get mad at. The ones who say I'm violent 1 minute, but when I'm lining your pockets, I'm not violent no more. That tendency just went out the door. You ain't afraid now to doctor on us, to have us do our nails, buy from you. You ain't scared. Go to your schools. Because remember, we're segregation. We had separate schools, separate businesses, separate busing, separate all of that. You came into our community and burned it down so that we can consume with you, and you said we're violent. It makes no sense for you to want to consume with a person you think is violent. Doesn't make no sense now, does it? Sounds contradictory. Sounds a bit premeditated, doesn't it? I digress. Y'all cannot piss on nobody's feet and tell them it's raining. You want to have it both ways. You want to say we're violent 1 minute when it shoots your white supremacist narrative to kill somebody for no reason, that's when you need us to be violent. But then when you need money, oh, y'all consumers, y'all black people always buying. They buy all the time. I thought we stole them. Making only 13% of the population. Such horse shit. All your shit is convenient. That's what I realized. Y'all got convenient narrative that you use according to your own nasty, hateful heart. You're nasty. We only violent when you can't get something from us, you blood-sucking leech. Don't make no sense. But when you want money, oh, well, y'all buy. It's not possible to be the biggest thief and be paying out trillions of dollars. And we only 13% of the population. And we poor. All these narratives, we broke, poor, thieves, but somehow got a buying power of $1 trillion. Not 1 billion, not even 800 billion, $1 trillion, and we make up only 13% of the population. Somebody lying, bitch. Somebody lying. Cause I don't know how many thieves pay $1 trillion worth of shit and then steal. I mean, make it make sense. We are 13% of the population, but we make up $1 trillion worth of spending. Where's the theft? People steal, but not clearly at the rate that you claim, because then we wouldn't be in the buying power of $1 trillion, now would we? Right. I'm just saying, according to your statistical analysis, right? It contradicts every fucking thing you say about us. That's why we get mad. Because you are contradictors and liars. You can't even stick or prove your own narratives. We violent, but you want to service us medically. You want to police us in our communities. We violent. If we so violent, then when the Black Panther said, listen, let me get my people. If they do something, we got them. Why didn't you allow that if you were so afraid? Because you know how the cops be like, they scared, they got to protect. If you so scared based on race, then why police us then? Let other black people police us then. You claiming this big fear? Why do you want to police people you're afraid of? Why do you want to patronize any establishment with us if you are afraid? I don't get it. You get mad at boycotts. You get mad at anything we do that separates ourselves from you. I put up a post about segregation. You know how many white people fled to that comment section to cuss me out? We going back into the old days. Ain't that what Make America Great Again signified to you? Now that I want it, you're upset. I can't win. That's one thing black people realize. There's no winning with y'all because you're crazy. You're illogical. If we are violent, stop wanting to fuck with us altogether. Put up your white-only sign. Roll back segregation. We are not afraid. We don't care about your lynch mobs. Roll it back. We got trees too. Roll it back. You got all the power. Remember, white supremacy. Don't make no sense. You're asking people, you're talking to people with no power, and it don't make sense. You have all the power. You're in politics. So if you don't like something, you say we're violent, you say we're volatile, run back to Jim Crow laws, segregate. I don't understand why there's a problem with boycotting. Because why would you ever want to service somebody you think is going to kill you? I would want to service somebody that I think going to kill me. Especially if I think they're going to rob my store. How can we be 13% of the population, but in $1 trillion worth of spending? If we're such big thieves. Thieves don't pay for stuff. It should be $1 trillion deficit if we stole as often as you said. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the facts. You are liars. Your own money indicts your lie. You said we are thieves? Not according to your consumption, we're not. According to your dollar, we're in $1 trillion buying power, making up 13%. A small minority of your population consumes and pays for $1 trillion worth of product. I digress. Since we are such big fucking thieves. Shouldn't you be at $1 trillion deficit? Not at $1 trillion. We are literally making you rich. If we were big thieves like you say, you would be in $1 trillion deficit. But you're not. According to your dollars, our buying power is in $1 trillion. But you tell the world we thieves. That don't make sense. We're 13% of the population. How do we consume more? That don't make sense. But you said we thieves though. But yet you want us in your establishment buying with you though. Right? Walmart don't mind black. That's owned by a white man. He don't mind us going in there spending money around other white folks. If we so dangerous, shouldn't he be protecting his white folks? Why would he let us go in Walmart and patronize it with his old white people that's so scared of us? White women certainly, when they fucking black men, they ain't got no fear in them. He plug your ass and you ain't scared and shiver once. So I'm not understanding where the fear comes from. Because it don't make sense historically. We don't burn up white communities and we don't lynch white folk. We don't shoot y'all stuff up. I mean, y'all shoot up schools. Y'all lynched us, burned our shit up, flood our shit. Your police shoot us for nothing. They shoot our babies. They lynch our sons and daughters. Y'all, they even, in, was it Minnesota or Milwaukee, have police officers under investigation for molesting black men, shoving their hands up the black man's ass and feeling and groping his private parts of men, Sodom and Gomorrah style. I mean, if white people so scared and these white cops who love to shoot black men, women, and children are so scared, then why are you digging your hand up his asshole? Why are you rubbing his dick? I don't know the last time I got scared of a man and started jacking him off. And I'm a woman, so you got some explaining to do, Lucy. I mean, if you scared of the black man, why are you digging up his ass and pulling his dick? I mean, they literally have, I think it was Milwaukee or Minnesota, one of them M's, that got a fucking federal investigation of dozens of police officers molesting men. And need I say they were white officers? If we are so scary and violent, then why are you trying to intimidate us and not us trying to intimidate you? make sense to me. I'm just saying, that's a little bit of my cognitive thinking developed by knowledge. I don't understand that stuff. I mean, you would think that if we were that violent, that white parents would pull their children out of any school that is patronized by black students. You would think that you wouldn't want to shop at any supermarket with us. You would think that you wouldn't want us even buying at your stores, going to your hospitals and clinics, being our dentists or doctors. If we were so violent and prone to murder, I don't know why you would want to police us either, because the cops keep saying, I'm scared. Okay, so since you get your scary ass away from us then, right? Hire only black officers for black folk and make sure that they're American Indian and not some foreigner, because we don't want foreigners. We want only our people, right? So you have enough black men in America that you can recruit them to become police officers. Hello, somebody. I just wanted to go on that tangent because all of your stance contradict themselves. Every time y'all say one thing about us, y'all do another. So we don't know what to believe. Are we bad or are we good? So I think I'll go with what I said. There are some American Indians who don't do the right thing, who steal, kill, rape, commit frauds, corruption. And then there are some American Indian people who don't do anything, who mind their business and are law-abiding citizens. And now that would make more sense than saying that we are inherently violent or thieves. Because I can't make up 13% of the population and consume over $1 trillion worth of product and be a thief inherently. I can't be inherently violent and volatile if you keep saying that you want to do business with me. You want me in your hospitals, you want us in your schools, right? You're the one implementing it because you're the one who have laws to change it. You have all the power. So if we are the way you say we are, then don't be upset about a boycott. When we no longer want to do business with Walmart, Target, any Chinese or Asian anything, don't get upset. There's no reason to get violent acts against us. You said we were violent. So when we remove ourselves, why are you upset? Right? You can't have both of them. We can't be violent thieves when it's convenient for your narrative to kill us for nothing, to steal what is inherently ours, and that is the American soil. We can't be conveniently killers and thieves when it suits your narrative, and then good consumers, according to our spending dollars, the next minute, now we're not violent, now we're not thieves. It contradicts you. Now you want to do service and business with us. It contradicts your stance that we are inherently violent, that we are inherently thieves. That's all I'm saying. My problem with white people is your ideology without proof. Your belief system is your problem, not mine. It is what comes out of your mouth to enact things against us that's my problem. Because you never can provide any evidence to support anything you say about us. You can't want to do business and police me if you're scared of me at the same time. It sounds premeditated. Why would I ever want to medically or police the people I'm scared of? It sounds premeditated because if I feel like that's about a people and mysteriously they keep dying, I'm going to think that there's a plot. So I'm going to give you again a scenario. If I say I didn't like white people, but I kept opening up a tanning booth that was killing them dead, and I kept servicing their body, and I keep telling them, I don't like you, I think you violent, but yet for whatever reason, I keep making product geared for you as a white people, wouldn't it look premeditated if y'all all start suspiciously dying? Black women and men dying during medical assistance, childbirth, dying from your food, dying in police custody. Sounds premeditated, don't it? Because if I thought a race was violent, I wouldn't want to serve them in any kind of way. I wouldn't even want to politically serve them. I'd be like, oh, them niggas too violent. I don't want to deal with them. I would have their own people. You deal with your people. So I think my evaluation or my forensic look into the ideology of white supremacy stands correct. There are some black people, so-called black people, us American Indians, right? Because we already know that now, who do violent things. Criminal activity. This is true. But there are some black people who pay for their stuff, who are law-abiding citizens, who don't do anything wrong. How do I know that this is true? Because you want us to patronize your business. We make up 13% of the population, a small minority, but we make up $1 trillion of spending. If we were stealing the way you say so, you would have $1 trillion deficit, not a positive, right? We consume $1 trillion, making up a small population. That doesn't sound like people who steal to me. Are there some black people that steal? Well, yeah, right? But do the majority of us steal? Not according to our $1 trillion spending habits with all of your companies, making up only 13% of the population. Make no sense. You're liars. You're liars and you're treacherous. That's the truth. You're lying, treacherous barbarians. That's nothing to be proud of. You're disgusting, really. You lie to suit narratives, to victimize yourself while simultaneously telling the victims to not be victims. You play the victim card. You play the victimizer card. You're always wearing victimizer so cleverly in all that you do. And then you try to shame us by saying you guys play the victim card. I'm sorry, rapists, that you can come in and steal and kill folk and they tell you about it. Did that inconvenience you? That we told you about your raping predator nature? That you just rape people's identity, land, physically rape folk, and kill and steal and take from folk? Like you have the inner workings of the only predator while simultaneously trying to feign victim is insanity. You're schizophrenic. One moment you this innocent, docile people who don't hurt anybody, who means well, and just are misunderstood. And the next minute you are celebrating all of your violence. That's why Chud, the builder, can become a millionaire for shooting unarmed people whom he antagonized. And you thought nothing was wrong with it. Right. How many Black Chud the Builders are there? Can you name one? Go around white communities calling you all types of volatile names with a pistol ready to shoot you after antagonizing you. How many are there? None. Right. Remember that when you say we're inherently violent. Just saying. Remember that. I'm done. I proved my point. It's Kendra with Trust TV. Like, share, subscribe. Stay up. Stay blessed. Put God first above all else. We'll be back with another video.